Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. It has been an amazing year for track and field. I want to start the conversation with Katelyn Tuohy, and yes, you are going to be hearing a lot about this lady on the channel as well, even as we get into indoor and outdoor track. Also want to highlight Anavia battle at the latter half of the conversation. Well, if you do not already know, both ladies recently signed a contract deal with Adidas. Now, I want to give credit to where credit is due. Jonathan Gault of LetsRun.com broke this contract situation and details up extremely clearly, discussing Tuohy. Also, the YouTuber Travis Miller broke down Anavia Battle's contract briefly. Make sure you guys follow Travis Miller, as he is based in the US. From listening to his videos and getting information from outside resources goes to show you how decentralized the information track and field is. Mainstream media in general does a bad job in coverage, so it will also be the little guys who are breaking down the information. And I don't mind, because there are so many opportunities in this space and hundreds of niches that I can think of. Now, Katelyn Tuohy's contract is under the NIL agreement, which I think is more lenient and simple than a typical professional or traditional contract, at least for right now. Under the NIL contract, there are no stipulations on performance or how many races she needs to run or medal standings. And since she is still a student at NC State, which is an Adidas school, she will not run into any complications on what outfit to wear or what shoes to put on for a race, which is great. But let's say she happened to sign an agreement deal with Nike. Then, from my understanding, since she is still registered at NC State, her school's endorsement partner Adidas would require her and team to wear your gear. I believe this is an excellent time for athletes getting to that bag early, and I think Tuohy deserves it because of how she has performed. Tuohy is an accomplished long-distance runner who literally runs the entire year from cross-country season all the way to outdoor track, compared to us sprinters and middle distance people. Now, with Tuohy's contract, it strengthens the relationship between her and Adidas and builds goodwill in everyone's relationship. That includes NC State. So when Tuohy leaves North Carolina, NC State, she more than likely will want to sign again with Adidas, as this NIL contract expires at the end of her college term, from my understanding. But correct me if I'm wrong here. These NIL deals are still pretty new, and my guess is that they will evolve, transform, and become more stringent, as with all these other contracts end up being. And as they find loopholes and weird stuff, it becomes tight. Now, I predict we will see a lot more contracts like this thanks to the new NCAA rules, which changed a few years ago, allowing folks in college to make money. And as I have said many times on this channel, folks like Abby Steiner, Sydney, and other American women, as well as the Jamaican women who have broken physical boundaries and stereotypes, have helped the sport greatly, offering something different that people don't always see, which to me is unique and good. Now, I made a video a while back talking about athletes going pro early, which includes talking points surrounding Steiner, Pearce, and Sydney. And in that video, I also mentioned how popular college athletes could milk the system and get paid while in school, which is fair to me, because college sports, to make it on a Division I scene, is not easy in the United States. Most of these kids started developing in club programs in middle school, and some even earlier, where the foundation was started. Now, with the new NIL deals, you might in the future see some students who are incentivized more to stay in college longer, maybe into your 5th or 6th year, assuming whatever eligibility criteria there is left. Maybe they play 2 years of soccer, then all of a sudden decide to run 4 years of track. I don't know. I'm just putting something out there, but you see where I am going with this. Regardless, it's not possible and very unlikely of that situation ever happening. Now, focusing back to Tuohy, she has a decent social media following on Instagram of about 100,000 followers, which is pretty good. obviously she's built that up easily by winning competitions and being a decent, likable, well-rounded student and role model in general. Other counterparts, but on the men's side, who I will not be surprised to see with a contract deal, would include Nico Young and Charles Hicks, who have half the following as Tuohy. And this goes to show you that women's track and field are still pretty popular. You know, my recommendation, this is just my personal opinion, but let me know what you guys' thoughts are on the following ideas and things. Any athlete out there still in school, I think might find this as an opportunity to build a social media presence early. And I mean very early, like in middle school, as Pearce has already started doing. Guys tend to do well on YouTube from my understanding. Ladies tend to do great on Instagram from what I noticed personally. But if it was me, I would do most popular of the 3 social media platforms. You got YouTube for content creation, Instagram for pictures, Twitter for news feeds. I'd even add Rumble, which I believe will soon take over YouTube. And you guys can also find my content on Rumble as well. But let me know what you guys would engage, like what social media platforms would you engage in if you were a D1 athlete living in the current times. I could definitely understand that one of Adidas' interests was looking and analyzing Tuohy's social media performance, which also included looking at her Instagram account, which would be the most obvious ones, as she has 100,000 followers, which is pretty good. With regards to college athletes who are top of their competition, this wave I do not think is over. I expect the women on the professional 4x100 and 4x400 teams that are still in college, such as Diggs, Jefferson, and Wilson, to land nice contracts if they have not already done so now, else I would really be surprised. Now, for these ladies to get there, we obviously have to support them. Follow them on Twitter, Instagram, and the only one that is on YouTube is Terry, but as you know, she's pro and graduated already. Now, obviously, you want to follow the person that you enjoy as an athlete. Now, in general, the women are doing pretty good, as I've said over and over, and I'll probably say that for the last time here. But let us also not forget about the men as well. I think us guys needs to find a way to market ourselves much better. Maybe the men might find a hobby like cars, trucks, or build something, because social media is also a game of attention where people need to understand the psychology of what makes these athletes appealing from the women's side and men. It's totally different things. It's obvious. It has totally different vibes and energy, and I see it and notice it. You guys know what's up, and if you understand, just leave a comment in the bottom. Like, it's a obvious duh. Now, switching focus to Anavia Battle, who is an established professional. She recently signed a contract with Adidas, so good for her. I am not sure how much it is for. She did not run much in 2022. Her personal best in the 100 thus far was 11:17, and in the 200 was about 21:95. She's definitely a better 200 runner, as her time of 21:95 should have put her easily in top 10 in 2021. Now, obviously, I am hoping for the best for Battle going into next year. There is a lot of competition going into the 200 meters with already established runners like Steiner and Prandini of the United States. And in the 100 meters, you have Hobbs, Clark, and Terry, just to name a few. So the question I have for you guys is, why has Adidas all of a sudden taken this move out of nowhere by starting to sign up people? I think, as I have said a while back on this channel, that they know track is going to be big and very, very successful. Forgetting about other women's sports, which are still good, like women's basketball. However, I think these companies are starting to take a heavy look into track as a personal, professional, social media, and healthy brand. And it is for market share. The goal for them is to fight and seize the attention, and that is how they are paying for it, by buying these athletes and their time. The earlier the better for the big companies. As you figure, it's about ROI, the rate of return, investment. Attention is a new currency. And that is all I have for this video. Let me know your thoughts, opinions, and questions. Any comments? If you like it, give us a like as well. If you hate it, there are other YouTubers out there. Have a great day.